Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down one of the most critical medical emergencies there is, sudden cardiac arrest. This is a true race against time where every single second counts, and what you know could literally save a life. Okay, let's dive right in, because we have to start by clearing up a really common and honestly pretty dangerous misconception. You've probably heard cardiac arrest and heart attack used like they're the same thing. They are absolutely not, and knowing the difference is critical. So, here's the easiest way to think about it. A heart attack is a plumbing problem. One of the pipes to the heart gets blocked, but the heart itself is usually still beating. But a cardiac arrest? That's an electrical problem. The whole power grid shorts out and the heart just stops. It's a total system shutdown. And the crucial point is this: when SCA happens, because the heart has stopped working, the person collapses, they're not breathing, and they have no pulse. And that is when the clock starts ticking. And it's ticking fastest for the most oxygen-hungry organ we have, the brain. And that window, it is shockingly small. After just 4 to 6 minutes without blood flow, irreversible brain injury can start to set in. Our bodies simply can't survive without that pump circulating oxygen. And if you need a number to really drive home the urgency, here it is. For every single minute that goes by without a corrective shock from a defibrillator, the chance of survival drops by about 10%. The stakes just could not be higher. But here is the good news. There is a clear, proven solution, a sequence of actions so powerful that it's actually called the chain of survival. And when every link in this chain is strong, survival rates can absolutely skyrocket. This chain is our roadmap. It starts with simply recognizing there is an emergency and calling for help. But then it moves into things that anyone can do. And those first few links, they're the ones that a bystander, that you, can forge to save a life. So let's break that chain down, starting with the first, most critical action you can take: CPR. This isn't just something you see in the movies. It is the single most important bridge to survival. And that's no exaggeration, by the way. The science on this is crystal clear. By pushing on someone's chest, you are literally taking over the job of their heart. You are manually pumping blood to their brain, buying them precious, life-saving time until more help arrives. Now, a lot of people think the first thing you need to do is give breaths, right? But for an adult who suddenly collapses, there's actually still plenty of oxygen left in their blood. The real problem is that oxygen isn't moving. That's why the approach is CAB, compressions first. Get that blood circulating, then you can worry about airway and breathing. And the best part is, you really don't have to be a medical pro to do this well. Just focus on the basics. Push hard and fast right in the center of the chest. Make sure you let the chest come all the way back up after each push, and try not to stop for any reason. That's it. That's high-quality CPR. Okay, so CPR is buying time, which is absolutely crucial. But the next link in the chain is what can actually restart the heart's own electrical system, and that's where the AED comes in. These incredible devices are designed to be used by anyone, even with zero training. You see them in airports, gyms, offices, all over the place. You just open it up, turn it on, and a calm, clear voice will literally talk you through every single step. And here is the really brilliant part, the thing that makes them so incredibly safe. It's not just a shock box, it's a smart device. It analyzes the heart's electrical rhythm, and it will only advise a shock for these chaotic, quivering rhythms that can actually be reset. It will not, and physically cannot, shock a flatline, what doctors call asystole, because there's simply no electricity there to reset. The device really makes it foolproof. The pads themselves literally have pictures on them showing you exactly where to put them on a bare, dry chest. It's designed to be simple, even under pressure. And if you want to see just how much of a game changer an AED is, this chart says it all. Getting a shock delivered in those first 3 to 5 minutes can lead to survival rates as high as 60%. But if you wait over 10 minutes, that number just plummets to less than 5%. So what happens next? You've done CPR, and AED delivered a shock, and now the paramedics have arrived and taken over. The fight isn't over. In a lot of ways, it's really just beginning. The next phase is all about medical detective work. As soon as paramedics or doctors get there, they start hunting for the why. Why did the arrest happen in the first place? And they run through a mental checklist of the most common reversible causes, guided by something they call the H's and T's. So, what are they looking for? Well, they're asking, was this caused by a lack of oxygen? Or maybe severe blood loss? Could it be a drug overdose or a massive clot in the lungs or the heart? Finding and fixing one of these underlying problems can be the key to a real recovery. Then, if they get the heart beating on its own again, that magic moment medics call ROSC or return of spontaneous circulation, a whole new critical phase of care begins at the hospital. Now the focus shifts to stabilizing the patient and, most importantly, protecting the brain from any further injury. So when you boil it all down, what's the ultimate takeaway? When you look at all the data on who survives and actually recovers well, it almost always comes down to a few key things. And the amazing part? The two most important ones, someone seeing it happen and someone starting CPR immediately, those depend entirely on the actions of everyday people. They depend on you. Ultimately, the chain of survival isn't just a concept for doctors and paramedics. The strongest chains are forged by communities where people are ready to act. Knowing these steps transforms you from just a bystander into the first and most critical link in that chain of survival.